Hello traders, good morning. I am Stephen Davis, Senior Market Strategist, RJO Futures. Happy Friday to all of us. We're here to talk to you about the grain markets. Okay, we'll start with the corn market here. We got the first chart of corn here. I got the 20 period moving average on the chart, and something to shoot for and rally. And it's just the time of year now. There's so much uncertainty with planting, and the managed funds are short a lot of corn. So I'd be a little bit cautious here about being short the market. Weather is the key now. We had the big storm this week. There's more talks of storms next week. We get into May and it continues to be wet. This is going to be a positive for price discovery of corn here. So we'll keep talking about that. Weather's paramount now this time of year as we move into U.S. planting season. Last year in 2018 we had a slow start, and yet on May 13th last year 62% of the U.S. corn crop was planted. So the machinery, the resources that the U.S. farmer has, they can get the corn in the ground in a couple of weeks' time given that opportunity. So demand for corn has been very stout. Yesterday, the exports were a little bit muted, so on a week here, we're down a little bit on exports, but I think the big picture is stronger corn demand from the rest of the world. China bought 91 million metric tons of pork this week from USA. Big boom for our pork industry. Big boom for soybean meal and corn demand that we feed to our pigs and hogs here in USA. So good story here for demand for corn. We've got to keep it going. Okay, the soybean market. Here's the next chart of soybeans. In pretty good support. I wish I knew what soybeans were going to do. I wouldn't be talking to anybody. Everybody wants to know price of soybeans. A couple weeks ago, my dentist asked me what soybeans were doing. So it's interesting. It's protein, what the consumer wants of the world. And I want to talk about China and USA and these trade tariffs and the China consumer. This is the biggest geopolitical concern in our lifetime and for our markets. Just paramount for price discovery here going forward. You hear in our country, 70% of GDP is the U.S. consumer. Well, in China, it's 40%. And 10 years ago, it was 30%. So this middle class of China, it's unprecedented in the history of the world here. And they're growing, and their appetite for food is more like us, hence the demand for corn, soybeans, wheat, our agricultural products. So we'll keep talking about this. China right now, right here, can buy soybeans 21% cheaper from Brazil than they can in USA with the tariffs added on. So that's a no-brainer for China to go to Brazil right now. We got to change this and move forward. So lastly here, the wheat chart. You can see wheat's in pretty good support. Demand is the key for all of these markets. And right now, Russian prices of wheat is underpinning U.S. wheat prices. So that's what's holding us back here. Next Friday, we're closed for Good Friday. Happy Easter to all of us, a little early from RJO Futures to all of you. Everybody have an excellent weekend.